Welcome to our animated journey through time, where we compare two of history's most fascinating civilizations, the Inca and the Roman Empire. Separated by vast oceans and continents, these two societies, each in their own time, built empires that dominated their known worlds. They forged empires, waged wars, and left behind legacies that continue to inspire and intrigue us centuries later. Imagine a world without the internet, without cars, without electricity. A world where the limits of your knowledge were bound by the horizon. Both the Inca and the Romans faced this world, and from such humble beginnings, rose to conquer and shape their respective corners of the globe. Today, we'll delve into their stories, exploring their origins, their incredible achievements, and the historical forces that ultimately led to their decline. Our journey begins in the heart of the Italian peninsula, in a region known as Latium. Here, on the banks of the Tiber River, a small village emerged, destined for greatness. This was Rome, a city of humble shepherds and farmers, yet possessing an indomitable spirit. The early Romans, far from the emperors and legions of popular imagination, were a resilient people, shaped by conflict and driven by a thirst for survival. They clashed with neighboring tribes, forging their strength in the fires of constant warfare. From these humble beginnings, a new political entity arose, the Roman Republic. The Roman Republic was no utopia. It was a society built on a strict social hierarchy, with patricians, the wealthy landowners, holding significant power. Yet within this seemingly rigid structure lay the seeds of Roman success, a system of governance that allowed for debate, for compromise, and for the ambition of its citizens to fuel its expansion. The Roman army, initially a citizen militia, became a force to be reckoned with. Highly disciplined, rigorously trained, and expertly led, the legions of Rome marched outward, conquering and incorporating their enemies into a growing republic. First, they dominated the Italian peninsula, subduing rival tribes and city-states. Then, their gaze turned outward, across the sea, to the wealthy empire of Carthage. The Punic Wars, a clash of titans, tested the Roman spirit like never before. Hannibal Barca, the Carthaginian general, crossed the Alps, a feat considered impossible, and brought the Roman Republic to its knees. Yet, Rome persevered. It adapted its tactics, rebuilt its armies, and ultimately triumphed, crushing Carthage and establishing itself as the dominant power in the Mediterranean. This victory marked a turning point. Rome was no longer a regional power, it was an empire in the making. The Roman legions marched on, conquering Greece, Egypt, Gaul, and eventually the entirety of the Mediterranean basin. With each victory, the Roman Republic grew wealthier, its coffers overflowing with the spoils of war, tribute from conquered peoples, and the riches of trade. This influx of wealth, however, brought with it its own set of problems. The gap between the wealthy and the poor widened, social unrest grew, and the very fabric of the Roman Republic began to fray. The once renowned system of governance, designed for a smaller city-state, struggled to manage the vast and diverse empire it had created. Civil wars erupted, tearing the Republic apart from within. Ambitious generals, leading loyal legions, clashed for power. The very foundations of Roman society shook as the Republic, racked by internal strife, teetered on the brink of collapse. From the ashes of the Roman Republic, a new order emerged. Gaius Octavius, the adopted son of Julius Caesar, a general who had almost single-handedly brought the Republic to its knees, emerged victorious from the chaos. He was a shrewd politician, a cunning strategist, and a master of propaganda. Crowned Augustus by the Roman Senate, he ushered in an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity. He understood the need for stability, for a strong central authority to hold the vast empire together. He consolidated power, reformed the military, and established the foundations for what would become the Roman Empire. Augustus was no tyrant, however. He understood the importance of appearances, of maintaining the illusion of the Republic, while subtly consolidating power. He presented himself as the first citizen, the protector of Roman tradition, a benevolent ruler who brought peace and order to a war-torn world. Under his reign, and the reigns of his successors, the Roman Empire flourished. The Pax Romana, a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity, dawned upon the Mediterranean world. Trade routes flourished, connecting the far corners of the empire. Goods, ideas, and cultures flowed freely, enriching the lives of millions. The Roman legions, no longer embroiled in civil war, stood guard on the frontiers, ensuring the peace. They were the iron fist of the empire, feared and respected throughout the known world. Their presence ensured stability, allowing Roman citizens and subjects alike to prosper. Roman engineers, renowned for their ingenuity, built a network of roads, aqueducts, and public buildings that were marvels of the ancient world. The Roman roads, stretching for thousands of miles, connected the empire like veins, facilitating trade, communication, and the movement of troops. Aqueducts, marvels of engineering, brought fresh water to bustling cities, improving sanitation and public health. Grand public buildings, such as the Colosseum and the Pantheon, stood as testaments to Roman architectural genius and served as centers of entertainment, religion, and civic pride. Roman law, a cornerstone of their civilization, was codified and spread throughout the empire. It provided a common legal framework, ensuring a degree of justice and order. The principles of Roman law, emphasizing fairness and equity, would influence legal systems for centuries to come. This era, however, was not without its challenges. The Roman Empire, despite its power and prosperity, faced constant threats. Barbarian tribes, driven by a desire for a better life within the empire's borders, tested the might of the Roman legions. Internal rebellions, fueled by social inequality and political ambition, threatened to destabilize the empire from within. Yet the Roman Empire for centuries weathered these storms. It adapted, it reformed, and it endured. The legacy of Rome, its laws, its architecture, its language, its culture, left an indelible mark on Western civilization. Chapter 3. Decline of the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, like all empires, was not immune to the forces of history. The seeds of its decline, sown during its prosperity, eventually sprouted. Expansion, wealth, and power contributed to its downfall. The vastness of the empire became a burden. Maintaining control over such a sprawling territory proved increasingly challenging. The Roman economy, once fueled by conquest, began to stagnate. Constant warfare drained the imperial treasury. Inflation eroded the purchasing power of Roman currency. Disrupted trade networks weakened the empire's economic base. The Roman army faced its own set of problems. Recruitment became increasingly difficult. The empire increasingly relied on foreign mercenaries. This reliance created new problems. The legions became vulnerable to corruption and internal division. Generals challenged the authority of the emperor. The decline was a slow, gradual process. Internal strife, economic woes, and external pressures weakened the empire. Barbarian tribes grew bolder in their attacks. The Goths, Vandals, and Huns pressed against the empire's borders. In 410 AD, the unthinkable happened. Alaric led his forces through the gates of Rome, sacking the city. The event shattered the illusion of Roman invincibility. In 476 AD, Odoacer deposed Romulus Augustulus, the last Western Roman emperor. The once mighty empire was no more. The Eastern Roman Empire, centered in Constantinople, endured for another 1,000 years. The fall of the Western Roman Empire marked the end of an era. The story of the Roman Empire is a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the greatest empires are not immune to the forces of history. It is a story of ambition, ingenuity, resilience, but also of hubris, overreach, and the inevitability of decline. Thank you for joining us on this historical exploration of the Roman Empire, a civilization that rose from humble beginnings to dominate the Mediterranean world, leaving behind a legacy that continues to shape our world today. We've witnessed its triumphs, its struggles, and its ultimate fall, a reminder that even the greatest empires are not immune to the forces of history. But our journey through time is far from over. In our next exploration, we'll travel across the Atlantic Ocean to explore another great empire, the Inca, a civilization that thrived in the Andes Mountains of South America. We'll delve into their fascinating history, their unique culture, and their remarkable achievements in art, architecture, and engineering. Stay tuned for more fascinating comparisons of ancient civilizations.